Manchester United 4, Aston Villa 2 were through to the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. Paulo, we're going to face Burnley at home in the next round. First of all, before we get into the game, how are you feeling about Burnley?
Confident, to be honest. I know today it was a weird game, wasn't it? First half, we're kind of like done well in the first 15 minutes and then we kind of dropped off for the rest of the first half. Burnley's a good draw for us. When Man City were on the screen, I was thinking this is bound to be us. I was thinking it's bound to be us. But I think Burnley, it's a good draw. We can go into that game confident. So, yeah.
Talk about the game then today. Let's talk about the positives first. A lot of people talking about Alejandro Garnacho. Obviously, what did you make of Garnacho's performance when he came on?
He's an absolute baller. He's an absolute baller. And you know what? He plays so maturely as well for his age. He seems like one of these players who's been playing for a long time. And it's crazy to say because he's so young. But you saw in his game today, creativity in the goal for Scott McTominay. And he got the assist for Bruno's goal. I mean, you saw a lot of composure in his game. And like I said in the stream, he's very unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do. And sometimes when you see a Langer bombing down the line, sometimes you think, you know what he's going to do. Sometimes it happens with Rashford as well. You think he's going to cut in. Or you can just see it with Garnacho right now at this current moment in time. And it might be because we haven't seen enough of him. He's very unpredictable in terms of, look, you can see it in the way you don't know if he's going to cut in, if he's going to bomb down the wing. And those feints that he does, you just don't know what he's going to do. And I really like that in a player, especially early on, because it shows that even when he gets older, he's going to adapt. He's, like I said on the stream, there's going to be a time where he's going to become he's going to get found out eventually. But he's still a young player and I'm excited to see what he's got to offer.
Certainly a very exciting player. Marcus Rashford gets his goal today, shifted to the number 9 after Anthony Martial went off. What do you make of Rashford's performance and is he deserving of getting that spot that he did in the England squad?
He done surprisingly well when he went in the number 9 position. We keep saying he's a left-sided player, he's a lot better from the left, cutting in and shooting. And I think at times today, his touch was off, his passing was a bit off as well, especially in the first half. You could see though he was working hard. He was working off the physicality. When he went to the number 9 position, the goal he scored, I mean, first of all, the step over was important, put his body in a way, and he gets the goal. I thought he was important when he went into the number 9 position. And we've seen qualities in that position where we haven't seen when he started the game in that position. So I still think he's better off the left. I think he's an explosive player. You can bomb down the wing or he can cut in and shoot. And in terms of the England position, he won't start. We just know he won't start under Southgate. But
Southgate, that's a word. That is, wow.
Yeah, you like that. Yeah. But I don't think he will start for Southgate. So let's see what happens with Rashford. But he's in good form. He's got good numbers. He's our top goal scorer so far this season. And let's see if he starts on Sunday.
Speaking of that striking position, though, Anthony Martial did start today on his way back from fitness. Talk about someone that's not going to the World Cup, that being Martial. But every time he plays, he does either get a goal, get an assist, or he's involved somehow. Yeah. Is it just a case of, can we keep him fit? Does he need to take this gap now between the World Cup and the season start back up? Does he need to take that as just another pre-season start again?
Yeah, because it's getting to the point where we say he came off in the 60th minute. Maybe that's all he could play. Ten Hag said, you're coming off 60th minute. But then we think, is he injured? You know, it just comes to that point because he's had so many injuries in the past 2-3 months where you think, man, he's unreliable. So either way, you need a striker anyway. People saying in January, end of the season, look, Ronaldo's going to stay into the season, in my opinion. Sporting were the only option I think he would have went to. Of course, it talks of Napoli and Chelsea and all that. But I think Martial, man, he's such an important player in our team. And I know it was a tap-in, but he drops deep. He allows other players to get in those positions like Van der Beek, who was, again, non-existent for me. But
in a second.
Van der Gender. But yeah, Martial is a very important player for us.
You brought him up there, so we might as well talk about him. Donny started again today, third successive game. First half, one of the fewest touches on the pitch. I think Dubravka had done more passes than him. What do you make of his performance today? Are you still wanting more?
I mean, how many more chances can you give him? I thought today, like what I said in the beginning, I think that playing Fred and McTominay in the midfield would allow him to get on the ball more because you've got two players who are very active off the ball, you know, very energetic. They get themselves in those tackling and interceptions. They're very important off the ball, McTominay and Fred. And even then, I still think they're suspect. But even then, you still would get more of Van der Beek on the ball. But he wasn't. Which is weird, right? And I know, like you said, like the runs and all of that, but off the ball runs and stuff. But I generally do think that that's the reason why he's not getting the ball, because some of the runs he's making, yeah, they might be good runs, but he's not getting the passes onto him for some reason, right? So relax.
You're just grinning at me.
No, I do think because have you noticed he's one of the players who, when he does make that, when he does make that run, he's not getting the ball. Yeah. Do you realise he's not getting the ball? And I think it's because maybe look, they just don't want to pass to him, but he's also not involved enough in the midfield. So when he is dropping into midfield, he's not really involved enough. So you want him to get in those positions to get the ball and, pass and,
I mean, that's the thing with him, isn't it? It's a case of he does make good runs, to your point.
Yes.
Nice touches, so sometimes just a little bit...
Too many runs, maybe.
Affect the game a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, Garnacho is a perfect example of someone who did come on, affects the game, and you could argue the ball was given to him more often, but still, the Donny van agenda is going to go.
But I think it's like this. It's to the point where no one mentioned this, but is there a point where you say he's making too many runs?
Maybe.
Is it perhaps not in the midfield long enough to get the ball? I think that's one of the problems because he makes run after run, and look, he's not a striker. So we've had that similar situation with Bruno, but I think Van de Beek does it too often. Run after run, staying in midfield, and that's partly the reason sometimes we can be done out in the midfield because it leaves us a gap there.
Talk to me about the defence today. Of course, Harry Maguire started. KG, you heard him a minute ago, very critical. I don't know if you noticed. What did you make of the captain's performance today?
Just get him out. Just get him out, Owen. Like, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. And we've seen our fullbacks today who they were hot and cold, right? Dalot and Malacia. Dalot's been arguably top 3 players in Man United this season so far, Diogo Dalot. And
nice.
Yep. And I just think that you see them have bad games because you have players like Maguire and Lindelof who can't play in that system. They can't play a high line. Maguire doesn't have enough pace to recover. And you have to rely on, two centre-backs who, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. I think Victor, there's some parts in his game that are good. I think on the ball he's good. He's got some good long balls. Maguire has a good long ball. But that's it, he's just slow. You see him jogging and it's like, that's the fastest he goes. When you've got players like Martinez and Varane, they stand their ground, they're physical, they have enough pace to recover, and that's clearly the players that Ten Hag needs. Look, it doesn't mean Maguire can't play football. It just means he doesn't suit the system that you require to play attacking, possession-based football.
Talk to me about Bruno Fernandes, though, because, of course, he was missing at the weekend, comes back in this evening, gets his goal, deflection, but gets his goal. Yeah. Just how important is he? Have we started to notice that a bit more now?
Yeah, I mean, after the Villa game in the league, we said, look how much we missed him. And this is why it was weird, because we see McFred playing today, which would allow Van de Beek to stand out more in the game, but he didn't. So, it just shows for me that it's enough for Van de Beek. That's enough chances. And I think in terms of Bruno, you saw how important he is because, again, we saw today, left back, centre back, he's so active. And he just runs, but he's got quality. He does have the final ball at times. He's got that goal threat. And you see just how important he is off the ball, just as he's in possession. Yes, at times we've said, God, impatience on the ball. But I think that part of his game is getting a lot better under Ten Hag because we're starting to get more possession. Of course, we're still getting done out sometimes, especially we're playing McFred in midfield and Maguire Lindelof today. We saw it. It was end-to-end game. Yes, we created generally more chances. But he's a very important player for us.
And finally, can we go all the way? Now that Man City are facing Liverpool, Arsenal out of the competition, Chelsea out of the competition, got a decent run. Can we go all the way?
Yeah, I mean, I said in the other game, I don't really give a toss about this tournament, really. I don't really give a toss, but I want to see us win a trophy. So it's like I want to see us play well. I don't want us to lose on purpose. I do want to see us play well. I do think we have... we made 7 changes today. That's our second squad, really. And even then, you should still say we should still be beating Villa, really. But yeah, I think we can go underway. It would be good to get a trophy, a Carabao Cup. It would be in February, so you'd get that done early, have a trophy, and that's it.
That's it. Trophy on the way, maybe.